How's it going, everybody? Odyssey64 here, once again with another Mario Kart 8 Deluxe video covering the Booster Pass DLC, the first wave being the Golden Dash Cup and the Lucky Cat Cup. So if you guys haven't watched me go through all of the tracks with my friend the Blue Hawk and my cousin Jaden, I highly recommend you guys watch that before I start this video. The link to that video will be in the description of this one alongside the pinned video on the top right corner that you should be seeing right now. So today's video, I'm going to be rating each of these courses out of 10, 10 being one of the greatest tracks to ever be brought over, and 1 being a track that I would have absolutely skipped. Now, I'm not going to be rating it off of all the other DLC courses because, of course, we have not seen any of those yet. So these are just going to be my thoughts on the ones that we have made already. I mean, that's basically it. So if you guys definitely enjoy hearing my thoughts on a lot of these things, sort of like a tier list in a way, definitely make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, let's get into the first one. Alright, so Paris Promenade. It is definitely a very beautiful course. There's a lot of multiple pads you can take. On the final lap it changes, which is really cool. But it doesn't necessarily change as much throughout, like another course that we'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, it's a very solid course, so honestly, I rate it a solid 8 out of 10. Alright, Toad's Circuit. Now, a lot of people kind of complain about Toad's Circuit because of how simple it is, and because it doesn't look as good as like some of the other courses like the other circuits. But personally, I find it perfect the way it is. It's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be simple. It's supposed to look cartoony, like it's supposed to be silly like a Toad. So, and also I just love how it's designed the most. Honestly, it's honestly my favorite circuit, even though it's a very unpopular opinion. So I rate this one about 8.7 out of 10, 8.75. Alright, so Choco Mountain, I'm not going to lie when I say this, but I kind of like the original one a bit more, because it kind of feels a little bit more like you're on a mountain instead of like a whole like massive dig site. But I do kind of like, I mean, it's just a dirt track, and as you guys know, dirt tracks aren't necessarily my favorite, but I kind of like this one. I like all the twists and turns that you can potentially mess up on and stuff like that, so yeah, it's not one of my favorites. It's probably my least favorite out of all of these courses, but that's still saying something because I actually like all of these. So I think Choco Mountain is going to be the only one with like a 7. Alright, now Coconut Mall. If you guys had, and I'm really hoping you guys saw my video on the DLC courses, because Coconut Mall was a masterpiece. Like, they made it so much better than the original version, and like, I know a lot of people, like, and I'm gonna keep saying this, people complain about how cartoony these courses look, but I honestly do not care. In fact, I'm glad that there's a new change in design, because all the hyper-realistic ones were getting like really stale, and having like these extremely popping colors are like, it's absolutely what Mario Kart 8 Deluxe needed. So, I'm not the biggest over like that gliding section like towards the very end. I feel like it not only is that kind of longer, but it's also kind of harder to go into a turn after that gliding section. So you kind of have to like not spend your time loitering in the air. You just have to dive straight down and then make a hard right. So other than like that kind of thing, I kind of wish it was still a massive jump, but I can see why they made it a glider segment. Either way, I rate this one a 9, not just for nostalgia, but because of how good the design is. Alright, next we're moving on to the Lucky Cat Cup. Now this one has some of my favorites. With honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I think Tokyo Blur is my favorite Mario Kart Tour course that has been added so far. We'll have to see how Vancouver Velocity does, but Tokyo Blur is what I expected from a tour track. Like Paris Promenade or Promenade. I'm pretty sure it's Promenade now that I think about it, since it sounds more French, but yeah, so Paris Promenade doesn't necessarily change for the first 2 laps, it only changes for the 3rd lap. Tokyo Blur changes with every single lap, and I love it. It looks so cool, the music is great. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, it's simple and it's an absolute blast to play on 200cc. So if you guys haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend it. So yeah, this is honestly a 9.5 out of 10 for me. I love this course. Alright, so Shroom Ridge, I absolutely love how they remade this from the DS as someone who has played DS. I absolutely love how they decided to change it. They've updated the graphics so much, and it looks like it's really faithful to the DS version, which is why I love it so much. I love all the winding pads, and it's just an absolute blast to play, honestly. Sure, getting hit by a car every now and then is a little bit annoying, but that goes for every other track with vehicles on it. But it's not boring like Toad's Turnpike. So yeah, I'm going to rate this one a 9. Alright, Sky Garden has the second best song in the entire game. Like, they've remastered that song so many times, and every time it's gotten better. And that like electric guitar for like Sky Garden and stuff like that is so good. I love how more involved it looks, and I love all the popping colors as well. Like, I can say that for all these courses. I just love how much the colors pop instead of them being like hyper realistic as like the other courses. So I'm actually really glad they're taking these designs. The mushroom is a nice touch, except when you're playing on 200cc, where you end up just going into the grass immediately after. And that leaf shortcut is kinda like tricky to nail down, but once you get it, it's a bit easier to do. But yeah, I love how they changed Sky Garden for the better, like how they changed all the other Mario Kart Super Circuit, Game Boy Advanced tracks. They've definitely been remastering them entirely instead of just remaking them. And I think they did a really good job and really made this feel, as its name says, a Sky Garden. So I'm rating this one an 8.9. Alright, so finally, one of the hardest tracks in the game. Oh my goodness, Ninja Hideaway. There's so many branching pads and other places that you can go to. You can go like high or low. You can choose between going high or low like all throughout the track. It's so well detailed, and this goes without saying, the music is absolutely stunning. It's so good, and like it's just a really nice course but let me tell you, it's really hard. Like, it's so hard to try and figure out where you're going and what will cause you to fall off and what will allow you to actually continue on the track. But this is definitely a really, really good course, and I'm so happy with how all of these have done, but Ninja Hideaway especially since I've never played it before in Mario Kart Tour. So I'm glad that this is my first experience with it. I love it. This is another 9 out of 10. Alright, and with that is what I rate all of these courses through the Golden Dash Cup and the Lucky Cat Cup. We still have so many other DLC cups that we'll be getting throughout this year and the end of next year, so we still got a long way to go. I really can't wait to see what other courses come around in the future. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this shorter video of me just giving my thoughts on each of these courses and what I decide to rate them. Out of all of them, I think the order probably goes for me, Tokyo Blur. I think my 3 personal favorites are Tokyo Blur, Shroom Ridge, and Toad Circuit in that order. But I'm not knocking any of these other ones as well, because Sky Garden, Ninja Hideaway, like, all of these are amazing, honestly. And I'm so glad that Nintendo decided to take a branch away from the hyper-realism of the other courses and decide to port these over in sort of like their usual Nintendo goofy fashion. But hey, that's just my opinion. And now I want to know what you guys think in the comments. What's your favorite course from the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pass of Wave 1? And what do you want to see next? Do you guys wish that the graphics were more hyper-realistic, or do you like the style that they're keeping with these so far? I definitely want to read your guys' comments in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Odyssey64, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.